I tried every all-you-can-eat buffet on the Las Vegas Strip, and here's how it went. Now, we all know that Vegas is the epicenter of nightlife and entertainment, but they are also known for over-the-top food. Today, I am here to tell you which one I would recommend if you only had the chance to try one. So come follow me on this culinary adventure as we search for the best buffet on the Las Vegas Strip. To start off our adventure, we went to the Excalibur buffet, and for an adult on the weekday, we got it for $31.99. Now, when we went, it was really not that busy, so we immediately got a spot. When I took a look at the atmosphere, I really noticed it gave me hospital cafeteria meets school cafeteria vibe. We got these really interesting, like, AI created canvas art that were all over the wall. They're very interesting, but that was pretty much the extent of the decor. When it came to the food, I'll have to admit they had the basics. We went for a brunch, so they had all of your eggs that were the powder eggs, as well as like bacon, sausage, your typical waffles. And then they also had a few international foods that were in the wrong areas, as well as some random items that just didn't seem to mesh with the theme. I was a little nervous to try some of the food items, so I definitely played it safe on this plate. So here's my first plate. It's pretty basic, but I'm really excited to try this broccoli because apparently in the comments, it is the worst broccoli that they've ever had. I mean, there's no seasoning, there's no butter. I actually really like broccoli, so I would eat this, but it's bland as hell. I just have to point out one thing. I guess like I should know better. I thought they're at most maybe the carton eggs. I'm pretty sure this was the egg powder that they mixed with the water. Some of the worst scrambled eggs I have ever tasted. They're powdery. And I think that's what's really off-putting about them. But this pasta right here, I don't know what this creamy pasta that I found randomly in the most inappropriate section. I think it would be like the Italian section. Really freaking good. So I decided that every buffet is gonna have a similar item. And for me, I'm gonna try every slice of pepperoni pizza at the buffet. So I'm starting here. Already there's separation of the crust, but I mean, like, how bad can pizza be, you know? I was wrong. This tastes like that frozen pizza you get from the store, but then you left it out on the counter for 3 days and forgot about it. 2 out of 10 on this one. Do one of those look kind of pink, or am I just tripping? I think I'm tripping. I like it. Okay, everyone. This is gonna come in as shocking news, but their coconut cream pie actually is the best thing that I've had at this buffet. It's really light. It's pretty airy. The coconut is very subtle. It's not too sweet. I would eat this and come back for it. Yeah. We should do a Tums count. How many Tums have we eaten today? Overall, if I had to give this buffet a score, I would say it's a solid 3 out of 10. Food quality was just extremely low, as well as the interior design just had really no theme to it at all and didn't match my expectations for the Excalibur. Moving on to our next buffet, we went to the Luxor. Now, I have to be super honest with you all. When I first stepped into Luxor, I was mind blown. I thought the decor was incredible. It took me down to the ancient ruins of Egypt. Absolutely like shocked at how beautiful and on theme their buffet was. Now, this brunch also cost the same amount as Excalibur, $31.99 for the weekday and $37.99 for the weekend. So when I went over to the salad bar, I actually thought it looked really beautiful. It was super clean, lots of ingredients, very bright and fresh. I was really impressed. But as I moved down the line of food, I quickly realized why this one has low reviews. The quality of the food again was pretty lacking, and honestly, a lot of the dishes didn't make sense. And I think the worst part about it was there was a fly that burrowed itself in my food. I really wanted to like this one, but the food was just really terrible. I really just think it wasn't very hygienic. They didn't really clean the stations very much, so it got very dirty very quickly. As you know, we are doing the pizza review already. It's very doughy. Do you see how thick this bad boy is? Like, okay. This is really bad. Sauce to cheese to bread ratio is not it. And that's what I don't like, is it's just so doughy and bready. And then the cheese is a little cold. Very low sauce ratio. I don't know if you can see, it just kind of stops. And then the pepperonis seem like an afterthought. But I do want to try one more thing from this menu, and that is the mango habanero chicken. It did look kind of good. Not bad. I don't love super sweet, spicy thing. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like one of those jarred sauces that they got in the grocery store and just poured on it. It's not like homemade or anything. Unfortunately, some of the items that they were serving didn't look totally edible. Cheers. Of course, it is dessert time. There were not a lot of options left, maybe because we were toward the end of the buffet. very watery. Really don't know if this qualifies as ice cream. Maybe they even say it was ice cream, but whatever this is, not good. Maybe we can redeem ourselves with this cannoli. Oh, I don't think I've ever had a cannoli not taste like anything. The shell is very like not crispy. It's pretty like soft. Gives me a little bit of like wet cardboard vibe. That was kind of a dud. So my overall score for this buffet is a 4 out of 10, but it is strictly and mostly because of how cool the atmosphere was. Now we had to walk over to our next buffet, the MGM Grand. Now this one is also $31.99. Now when we walked in, there was definitely not a huge on-brand theme, but they definitely had more decor than Excalibur. So this one had a little bit more of the black and white family imagery, and I think they were trying to go for a smooth, kind of family style restaurant. It gave me like a chain restaurant type of vibe, but I have to say that their food displays were significantly prettier than the other two so far. They started utilizing fresh fruit, flower garnishes, and it just overall looked a lot cleaner. They definitely had a little bit more variety when it comes to the food that they were serving. Everything looked like it was cooked really well, and I was really excited to try this one, especially for the price point. Of course, you know, I have to try the pepperoni pizza. Now, I have to say, this is like a wood-fired crust. It has all the air bubbles. This was done in a real oven. It's not separating. Definitely a lot more authentic. My only caveat is I wish the pepperonis were burnt just a little bit more. You know when they get a little crispy and you get that really like dark ridge around them? But overall, this pizza is way better. I would give this one probably a 7 out of 10. So I got a roast. And it looks beautiful. I love my meat cooked about like medium rare to medium at most. So I think the temperature of this looks really good. So let's give it a shot. Presentation, it looked absolutely gorgeous. Again, the temperature of it was really cooked, but there is zero flavor. And I mean this, I don't know how meat could be so flavorless. Maybe just like a little salt. That one was a no for me for sure. Ooh, that's not a good sight. If you know me, you will know that one of my least favorite cuts of protein is a chicken breast. They're just so easy to mess up. And it could be a novice chef, it could be an experienced chef, but when it's just too dense, there's something where the chicken is just chickening and it's just not good, and it's just a mouth texture feel for me. The flavor though, like whatever they marinated it in and seasoned it in with, it's like so good. Lots of flavor, kind of spicy. But yeah, texture-wise, no bueno. So, you know me, I love cream pie, so I got a banana cream pie this time. And then I have a little mini cheesecake because I also love cheesecake, and red velvet cake. This is unreal. The crust is really flaky, the whipped topping is really good, and there are little pieces on top of it. Oh my gosh. Best dessert I've had so far. I'll buy a these. Feels a little dense. Really dry, just a sugar frosting, nothing cream cheese, overly sweet. Unfortunately, that's really not good. I'll try this one. And it has like a little strawberry filling on top, whereas the other one was plain. Kind of fun that it's in the cup. It's almost more of a custard than it is a cheesecake, so maybe it's one of those no-bake cheesecakes. I love the flavor though, so I think it's really good. Maybe a little too much strawberry on the top. Overall, the desserts here are really, really tasty. 100% the money is with the desserts, and I'm not usually a sweet tooth, so. So overall, I give this buffet a 5 out of 10. I thought it was a really great middle tier option, and the fact that it is the same price as Excalibur or Luxor, I would definitely go back to this one. Okay, so now we're getting into the big dogs, and the first one we are trying is the Bellagio. Now, when I walked into this buffet, the first thing I noticed was how dark it was. It just seemed a little dismal. This one cost us $54, so definitely more expensive than the other buffets we went to, but they also had more to offer. And I do think their displays of the food were very beautiful. Now, if this buffet could win an award, I think it would be looks can be deceiving. Now, what I mean by that is all of the food and the desserts looked very presentable, very delicious. But when I tried them, I have to admit, it was some of the most bland food I have ever had. But for what you're paying for $54 a person, you kind of expect a little bit more. We are back at another buffet, and here we go. We are now at the Bellagio, all you can eat. I really wanted to highlight some of the things that looked really tasty to me. Of course, we have to try the pepperoni pizza. They have Rockefeller oysters, absolutely amazing. Their shrimp and grits, just looked really tasty. I've also been just eating all of the mac and cheese. Let's get into it. So I've been trying every pepperoni pizza. So of course we have to start with the slice. This one has a very thin crust. The outside it's like a little floppy, but I'm not gonna deduct points on that. This is like my favorite type of pepperoni. Let's give it a shot. I really like this piece. Only downside is this piece is really greasy. That's my one like negative. That shit is like glistening. But I like how this one isn't overly complicated. At the Bellagio, they use the actual macaroni pasta. This one, it looks like a cheddar sauce, so I'm very excited. A little bacon on top. Okay, in the nicest way possible, this is like if you made Kraft mac and cheese gourmet. That's not very good. I also don't love the texture of the sauce. They probably use the sodium citrate sauce, and if you don't know what that is, I've actually made sauce like that before on my channel. It's what gives it that really kind of Velveeta style texture, but it also gives you this weird velvety after like texture. I don't even know what I'm saying, but not my favorite. I am a big shrimp and grits fan, shockingly, so I'm very excited to try this. The shrimp is really cooked well, but the grits themselves are really watery. I don't love the texture of that. So kind of mid. All right, lastly, I'm really excited to try this oyster Rockefeller. However, it doesn't look the prettiest. I'm a huge oyster connoisseur. I love a good oyster, raw or baked, but never have I gotten an oyster that tastes so fishy. And that is not a good thing. It's like if someone took an artificial oyster flavor and then like sprayed it on top just to really give you that experience, and I will not be finishing this. Looks like they put like saltine crackers on top, stuck it in the oven. It was like, this is close enough.
What do you think Gordon Ramsay would say about it?
It's fucking shit. And you throw it across the room, but I can't do that. Or I'd get kicked out. Dessert time. So we have a strawberry panna cotta. I really love strawberry panna cotta. It's very light and refreshing. We have this beautiful cheesecake. I absolutely adore the color. I got these really cute cake pops. I have red velvet and pistachio. Ooh, very moussey. Oh, she's a little messy. I do not like that. It is so like loose. I don't know. It's like a pudding almost. But I will say the blueberry flavor is super forward. If it was cold and a little firmer, it'd be really tasty. I think I need to cleanse the palate now with my strawberry panna cotta after that. All right, that's a good texture. I've made panna cotta before many times. I really like that. The strawberry reduction is nice and very strawberry-y. Definitely my favorite dessert so far. Pistachio cake pop. That's very green. I don't know if I love all the like dyed color. I don't think that's necessary. And finally, we have the red velvet cake pop. I adore red velvet cake, so this one I'm kind of wanted to save for last. Okay. It tastes really good, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it doesn't give me the red velvet feel. You know how when you have red velvet cake, it is technically chocolate cake, but you have like a cream cheese frosting, and then that's red velvet cake. This is basically just a chocolate cake pop. And that is okay, but I wouldn't label it as red velvet. Cheers, and on to the next. Now, if I had to give this a rating, I would give it a 6 out of 10. You get more selections, you pay a little bit more, but it's kind of more of a mid-tier one. So I definitely didn't think it was quite as good as I hoped it would be for the Bellagio. No, I stayed at the Cosmo, so we definitely had to try their buffet. And this one actually has a name. It's called the Wicked Spoon. And when I first stepped into it, it gave me very modern, very sleek vibes, and that's kind of what the Cosmo's about, very sexy. Their pricing for an adult on the weekday is $47, so it actually is really good pricing. Out of all of the buffets I've tried so far, they have offered the most, and I have to say that they've had quite the arrangement of really high-end foods. So far, this buffet had some of the best desserts I have ever had. I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing it. So of course, we have to start this taste test with our pepperoni pizza. Now, they call it meat lovers pizza, but it has pepperoni, so I think it's the same thing. One of the smallest slices that I've gotten so far. I love the little like crispy cheese at the end. Nice thin crust. I'm really tired of chewing. I really like the flavor of this pizza. I think it has maybe almost more of a salami flavor than pepperoni, but I don't think there's enough cheese on it. But I do love the crispiness that the crust has. We have bone marrow. I'm so excited to try this because I love it. But look at this. Oh no, I lost some. Fabulous. I mean, so far that is absolutely delicious. And now we have shrimp and grits. I'm also a big shrimp and grits fan. Always love the combination of creamy grits with the shrimp. That has a lot of flavor. It's very creamy. The shrimp is perfectly cooked. I love the kind of cream sauce they put over the grits. The grits are not too watery. I actually think that is very delicious. And for the novelty item, I saw these fried chicken wings in the cutest little basket, so I just had to pick it out. That's just good fried chicken. Everything was so delicious, I had to get a second plate. I know. We have a vegetable samosa, beef carpaccio, that caught my eye, and that stuff is expensive. And of course, they also have mac and cheese, and I love a good pasta. It was called Angry Mac, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I hope it doesn't make me angry. Well, they labeled it Angry Mac for a reason, because it makes you angry because it is not good. It's just very paprika forward. So I think they were trying to do something very spicy, kind of with a kick. Maybe if they added like a delicious hatch chili or something, it could have been a lot better. But that is definitely not great. I'm gonna give this mango chutney vegetable samosa a try. It looks so crispy and flaky. Ooh. Okay, this. That is incredible. One, I thought it would be kind of soggy. Totally wrong. And it's very warm inside, so it actually retained a lot of the heat. This actually, one of my favorite items I've tried. To top it all off, we have to end with our expensive beef carpaccio. And yes, this is raw beef, so. Ooh, that was very delicious. I love the little olive oil flavor and garlic. I have room for one final plate. It's dessert time. Ooh, I'm starting to really slow down, guys. We have a cheesecake, a guava cake, mango passion fruit pudding, and a molten chocolate cake. Let's start with this cheesecake. And you know me, I love cheesecake. Thank you. This is what a cheesecake should be. The texture is perfect. The flavor is perfect. Absolutely the best cheesecake I've had so far. Incredible. Now to try the guava cake. Light pink, pretty cute. Ooh, very light, very airy. Very strong guava flavor, but it's just not overly sweet. I didn't think I would like this one because I didn't know how the guava would taste. Really good. Mango passion fruit pudding. So this is going to be nice and fruity. Dude, look how pretty that is. Ooh, I really like pudding. This is delicious. Finally, chocolate molten lava cake. There's chocolate on the outside, but then there's chocolate like in the middle too. Oh my god. That should be illegal. It is so good. I know I have a few more buffets to go, but I can confidently say so far this is the best desserts I've had. So I would rank this a solid 8 out of 10. It was a very enjoyable experience. The food was absolutely delicious. Everything was clean. I love the modern environment, and the price was really good for the amount that you got. For our next buffet, I headed over to the Wynn, and I have to say it was absolutely stunning. Just going in and waiting in line, it was absolutely beautiful. I have never seen a buffet so packed, and it took a long time. It was way over an hour before we got seated, and no, we did not have their fast pass option. Now for this buffet, it is $74.99. And the bill comes to a little bit different because we have a waiter. So I actually tipped 20% on this, meaning I paid $89. But let me tell you, oh my goodness, this was worth the wait. The walls were this beautiful light blue-green color, but when you go to the food section, it is the longest line of just available food. I have never seen so much incredible looking food all in one place. Don't even get me started about the dessert bar. I have never seen anything so magical in my life. It was literally like being in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. I could not fit the amount of food that I wanted to get on 2 plates. So I will be going back for more. But I just had to start first with, you know what? Our pepperoni pizza. It's actually a meat lover's pizza. So they upped it 1. Look at that, wood-fired crust. Gotta go. That is a good slice of pizza. I love how it's not too thick. The pepperoni is charred just like I really wanted earlier. Oh my gosh, like I'm speechless. Like this is a really good piece of pepperoni pizza that you know is really high quality. The minute I saw this, I had to pick it up. Literally, I'm not even kidding, some of the best mac and cheese I've ever had. I'm also a big short rib person, and so they had this braised short rib with mashed potatoes. How is it so tender? Plate 3. We have a beef empanada, truffle pizza. I don't even know what type of pasta this was. It was called a chef's special pasta. Then they had this shrimp with cornbread. And I feel like this entire buffet just could have a video in and of itself. Ooh, that red sauce is spicy. Dang, that's good. That sauce is incredible. These are some of the most flavorful, creamy pastas I have ever had. And I am not kidding, there's a little spice. I am carbo loading right now. I love a really, really good white pizza. So the fact that it has mushrooms and truffle in it. And I got the last slice. Shrimp with a creamy sauce and then a piece of homemade cornbread. So let's give it a try. Oh my gosh. I have not had a single bite of anything that wasn't good. This is what it feels like to be defeated by probably the best buffet I've ever had on the Strip. I have this lemon tart with a berry meringue. This cute little cone that I have absolutely no idea what it is. Of course, you know, I've had cheesecake at every buffet. So of course we have to give them one more try. Solid cheesecake. Wow. Cute little cone time with the little chocolate. Subtle little waffle crunch in there. Really, really tasty. We have our berry tart. That is absolutely delicious. It's $81 for all you can eat, and I absolutely think this price is worth the quality. Now, it was really interesting to note that a lot of people online and that I talked through the grapevine had said that this was better pre-COVID. I personally don't know how it could get any better than this. So if that's the case, then wow, I don't even know what it was like 5 years ago. Overall, I give this buffet a high 9 out of 10. I mean, it was near perfect for me. I think the only thing was obviously the price was a little more expensive for one person, and this is without alcohol. And make sure you're really, really hungry because you're gonna get a lot of plates. And for our final buffet, we made it over to the Bacchanal buffet here at Caesars. Now, this is our most expensive buffet without anything tip or alcohol. It comes out to $84.99 just to get in. Now, when I walked into this buffet, it definitely gave me a modern vibe, but I actually didn't think the decoration and the atmosphere was all of that. But we're not here for the atmosphere as much as we are for the food. Now, when I say that this has an endless selection of food, I am not kidding. I have never been so overwhelmed with the amount of food options that they have, and their international section was poppin'. I probably tried some of the best food, and I tried a few dishes that I didn't like, but overall, the attention to detail they put into this buffet is truly a wonder. And might I say that this is the most beautiful plate of food I've ever seen, and this is plate one of I don't even know how many. Pepperoni pizza time. Ooh. That is a good slice. So normally I would probably not go for a slice this thick. I'm more of a wood-fired girl myself. But I think the ratio to cheese to sauce to the crisp of this was absolutely perfect. The minute I saw caviar, I was like, I gotta try this. Caviar is so overrated. Actually, why? I really like the salmon mousse. There's a very strong lemon flavor that goes with it that I love. I actually don't like the shell. It was kind of chewy. It was very pretty though. Eddie loves tacos, and he loves specifically surf and turf tacos. And look what I got here, a surf and turf vampiro taco. So Eddie, this one's for you. Oh my God. Wow. An insane taco. And then just to be like an extra nice girlfriend and rub it in his face, he also really loves al pastor tacos. I got one. That's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best one I've ever had, but I would say for a gourmet taco, definitely very flavorful. Welcome back to plate two. To start, we have salmon avocado toast, mac and cheese, because yesterday I thought I had the best mac and cheese of my life, so now I have to give it a shot. I got a crab leg. I actually don't know how to eat these, but everyone keeps going for crab legs at buffets, so I thought, let me be basic and try it. A kimchi barbecue oyster, excuse me. And then last, the piece two resistance. Bone marrow. I bet Jeff Bezos has this for breakfast every day. Just look at this delicious fattiness. Honestly, you don't even need the bread. I gotta try this mac and cheese before it gets cold. So let's see if this tops the one from last night. No, it does not. Still very good. Second best mac and cheese I've had, but not the best. We have to try our oyster. I love oysters, so this is a special treat. I feel like I'm just getting a lot of toppings. I think I found my first item I didn't like. I don't know if that flavor profile really is my favorite. Very kimchi forward. I think I see what they're trying to do. Not my favorite. And now for this crab leg. Oh. As you can see, I am not an experienced
crab leg eater. I will figure this out though, but I don't see the hype. I mean, it's good, but I don't think I'm a crab lover. We hit 2 buffets today, which actually is lighter because yesterday we did 3. I'm starting to feel the effects. Apple and brie pizza immediately was like, have to try. This Sonoran dog. And then of course we had to get sushi. This is apple brie, so it was really unique. Unfortunately, that was a little too sweet for me. I didn't love it. I think it had been sitting out a little bit, so the crust was just a little bit soggy. Not my favorite, but I love the concept. Have to do with this glizzy. And they even have it on a toasted bun. Like, come on. Oh my God. That bread is so dry. I literally almost just died. It just immediately crumbles in your mouth. That definitely like kind of ruined the experience, but I think if it was fresh, that'd be 10 out of 10. I don't have chopsticks, so I know this is a sin. I will have to use a fork. That was delicious. And now, dessert. I am out of breath with the amount of food I've consumed, but it's dessert time. Passion fruit tapioca pudding, ube cheesecake donut, creamsicle dessert, banana pudding, pineapple upside down cake. I cannot right now. We're going to go and give it all a try. I feel like I have to start with this one because I saw this when I first came in and I was just like, this needs to go into my belly immediately. Ooh, it's a light, fluffy cake with the orange frosting. Very mild and orange flavor. I actually don't think I like this very much. Ube cheesecake donut. I like that this is not overly sweet. It's not very ube-esque. I think they call it ube because of the color, but that is very pleasant, very mild, not overly sweet. Passion fruit tapioca. Oh, that is very light, refreshing, and passion fruity. As you know, I love bananas in dessert, so I got a banana cream pie that's in a little container. This one, it was okay. Finally, pineapple upside down cake. I've actually never really had this before, but it just seems like such a quintessential American dessert that I had to give it a try. Okay. I actually really enjoy this one, surprisingly.
So overall, I would give this a remarkable 9.5 out of 10. I think if this was a true 10 out of 10 experience, I think the atmosphere would have been a little different, but I have to say I really could not see any fault with it. I want to really quickly clarify that while it seems like I'm nitpicking the Caesars buffet a lot, it's because they had the most food options of any buffet, and seriously, everything was so high quality and delicious. I could not fit everything into this one video. It's literally a video of itself, and maybe I'll go back just to highlight every single thing that they have. But I just want to let you know the reason why I was nitpicking so much is because it was so good, and I tried way more food off camera as well that was absolutely delicious that I couldn't fit in the video. Alright, so now I want to give my final recommendations here. I want to give an honorable mention to Wicked Spoon at the Cosmo for being the best affordable option that there is. They had a wide variety of food, it was absolutely delicious, and they had the best desserts. So if you're looking for a middle tier price option, I think the Wicked Spoon is definitely the best. If you're looking for the overall best experience, I have to say my favorite was the Wynn. It was absolutely gorgeous, stunning on the inside, the food was incredible, and the atmosphere was just on point. So overall, even though I did rank the food at Caesars a little higher and it just edged them out by a little bit, if you're looking for an all-encompassing, all-you-can-eat buffet, I definitely suggest the Wynn.
Alright everyone, though, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Honestly, the only thing worse than the Excalibur buffet was the fact that I have to go home and cook myself and I don't have 50 private chefs. So that stinks, but thank you all for watching and make sure to subscribe and keep watching for more fun food challenges.